QueenCityPodcastNetwork.com.
Yo, what's cracking? It's your boy Rashad. It's your boy Dave in the building. Tuesday night with your boys. You already know what time it is. P&P in the building. Dave, what's cracking with you, man?
Look, man, it's Tuesday and it's almost college football season, sir. It's gonna
Yeah.
be on and popping this weekend. I'm flying out to Atlanta Thursday. I'm gonna have a blast this weekend for the MEAC Swag Challenge. So
What's the
no
what's the
complaints
BS
here.
swag game?
It's Jackson State versus South Carolina State.
Not
Life
interested.
after Life after Dion versus legendary FC State coach, winningest coach in franchise history in
Not
South Carolina State.
interested. I'm gonna pass on that one, Dave. You can have
It's
that
gonna
one.
be a good game though. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think one of these teams could legitimately be 0-4 when it's all said and done. If they lose this game after this game, they could end up going 0-4. So yeah,
Yeah, you can have that one.
it's
You
gonna
can
be
have
fun,
that
man.
one. All right. What else is going on? What's going? How's your weekend, bro? Everything good?
Yeah, man, everything's pretty good. I'm still unpacking. Crazy enough, as you can see, my arcades have exited the building. I moved them all down to the living room. I still got a couple things I got to build. But overall, man, pretty good weekend, bro. Pretty good weekend. Did a couple drafts, setting up the P&P leagues, which I need some players, and we'll get into that later. I need some more players. But yeah, man. What about you?
Yeah, all is well over here, man. Nothing much, just chilling. We had a fish fry up in Lexington for the chapter, so that was the Saturday for the most part. Um, just chilling, man. Just chilling. Same old, same old. You know, doing positive stuff, remaining on
You're
the
on.
prowl, so to
You are
speak.
on the
Dave,
prowl.
on the prowl, man. Pursuing your dreams, radiate positivity, overcoming an obstacle, work hard, and loving what you do, man. Yeah, that's what we about. So. With that being said, man, let's go ahead and get into this stuff, man, because it's quite a bit to talk about, and hopefully, Dave, we might be able to get through a 50-man roster prediction if we can get through it in enough time. Because I ain't gonna be up here all night, to be honest with you. But yeah, so
I've
let's.
overslept every single workday this week so far. I overslept this morning. I overslept yesterday.
Bro,
I need a,
the other day you sent me a text at like 3 o'clock in the morning. What the hell were you doing, dog?
I fell asleep. Oh, 3 o'clock. That was Sunday. That was Sunday. That was Sunday morning.
What you had to go to work? What the hell were you doing?
No. That was like Saturday going into Sunday. I watched the UFC fight. I was doing other stuff at that point, which was a heck of a fight, by the way. My man, Sterling got knocked out, bruh. Sterling went night.
It be like that, yeah, man. I was like, well, why the hell is this dude texting me at 3 o'clock in the morning, bro?
Nah, cause I guess I should tell you why. Cause I
Well,
bought a
I know why. I mean, I know obviously. Now,
yeah. No, but I
at
won't
the
let them know
time,
because if you guys go to the A&T alumni golf tournament, you might see a logo out there down in the putt in hole 12. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole sponsorship and we're gonna have P&P up there, so that's gonna be pretty cool.
yeah, he texted me at 3 o'clock in the morning for that.
Yeah, I wanted a logo. I need a logo, bruh.
You needed it at 3 o'clock in the morning.
When I think about things, I just send it. It could be
I'm
some
the same
random
way.
time.
I'm the same
PLPs,
way.
bro. That's just what it is. You know
No,
what I'm
I'm
saying?
the same way, bro. When I think about stuff, I gotta get it off.
Yo, because if I don't, I'm gonna forget, and then I'll be like, "Oh no, I never got it from
Yeah.
shot." So,
All right, let's move on. A couple of interesting topics to talk about. Shout out to my mans at Panthers on Tap, man. They had posted something on Twitter regarding an article that was like, "Yo, the Panthers stadium ranks 22nd in the league. Do we agree with it?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I agree with it." But Dave, I want to get your thoughts on it, man. How you feel about the Panther Stadium?
I thought it could have been worse. I thought it could have been worse, to be honest with you. If I keep it a buck with you, can you name the 10 stadiums that are better than ours? That's worse than ours, excuse me. I could definitely name 21 that's better than ours, but can you name the 10 that are worse than ours?
So the Bills Stadium is worse than ours.
They haven't opened up the new one yet, but when they open up the new one, that's gonna change.
Yeah, but right now they're playing.
Ralph Wilson I've been to Ralph Wilson. Ralph Wilson ain't that hot.
Yeah, FedEx Field is trash. Let me see. What else? Who else is out there?
Dog,
Come
it
on.
ain't yo. You might have just entered the list.
Nah, bro. Nah.
The Bengals, maybe, because Paul
Okay, yeah, the
Brown. Yeah, the
Bengals,
owner's cheap.
Bengals.
That jungle ain't been jungling for a long
Nah,
time.
that's more like a
Nah, fam. Let me tell you something about New England. Cause I've been there. Gillette's nice. Gillette is nice, bruh. And then the whole Patriots place, yeah, nah. The Patriots should be ahead of the power rankings.
yeah, because I
Jack,
mean, I was like, yo, it definitely ranks like from an age standpoint, we have the eighth oldest um stadium in the league, which is kind of crazy, obviously, since we were founded in 95 or 93 technically. You would think that our joint, would be kind of newer, but it's just we've renovated after renovated after renovated. And I said this on Twitter. I was like, yo, those little bunker suites and all that shit is cool and all that, the layer and all that stuff. Yo, 99% of the fans, the PSL owners and all that stuff will never see those kind of upgrades. So for us, we like, yo, this is. I mean, we never gonna see that. So how can we assess something we're never gonna see? Now I say the escalator joint is dope. I would say they did upgrade the Wi-Fi because you can actually get on Wi-Fi. I remember at one point Wi-Fi was not. It was not even a thing. You couldn't even. Your signal in the stadium was gonna be garbage. But they did upgrade that, so that's fire. Outside of that, man, I mean, I can't really. I mean, I can't really.
the Bears is worse. I'll agree there. Soldier Field, because that's old. Even Lambeau got upgrades, bruh.
Yeah, we definitely have Wi-Fi at the stadium, bro. We definitely have Wi-Fi. You can get on Wi-Fi because I remember I think fantasy was a big thing for folks to adjust their rosters and stuff. So they
Mm-hmm.
definitely upgraded the Wi-Fi for sure.
Ain't nobody going to them games. They can't check to see if Terry McLaurin got his 10 catches today, dog. Like I mean, that's
Yeah,
just the way
I
it
don't.
is.
I can pull the list up. Let me see if I can find. I got to go on Twitter, but they definitely posted the list. Let me see if I can find the article. Yeah, it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty, bro. With the stadiums. And I agree. I think it is time for us to get a new stadium. I understand the politics behind it, because there is you got to fight with the city and all that stuff. So I get it. I get it. I completely understand why that we don't have a stadium, why Tepper isn't just all right. Let's go ahead and get a stadium. Uh, but yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. But even y'all talking about Lambeau Field, Lambeau Field was ranked like number 3 on the list, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's up
They
there.
upgrade that stadium, bruh. They really upgrade that stadium.
Yeah, so U.S.
Whenever
Bank,
when
U.S. Bank was the first, was number 1.
That's
SoFi
Minnesota.
number 2, Lambeau number 3, and the thing is, it's a pay behind the paywall, so I can't get to the bottom of the list fast enough. But that's the top 3.
Yeah,
So
nah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not shocked by those top three because Lambo, they upgrade it. Whenever they need an upgrade, they'll sell some stock. They'll sell some stock to the fans, so the fans is up paying for it. They own a share of the Packers.
So yeah, I just
So
thought that was interesting. Shout out to Panthers on Tap for posting that, man. Follow them on Twitter if you want to see the kind of dialogue behind it. But yeah, it is definitely, yeah. We need to upgrade our stadium, bro. Everybody's getting new stadiums. Even the Bills, as long as they've been around, like they're finally getting new stadium. Obviously, that came with Josh Allen and all the excellent play they've
winning.
had over the past couple of years. But even they have a new stadium right now. So hopefully, with Bryce, between this Bryce era, we'll be able to get a new stadium. But yeah, definitely with success, I can imagine a new stadium will come along with that. Yeah, I would
Titans
agree
got a
with
rough stadium too.
yeah, Titans is pretty bad. I would agree with that. Their joint is pretty trash. I've been over there. It's pretty trash. The view is nice and everything, but it's pretty trash. All right. Let's see. Let's move on. All right. So this is the injury report. So injury updates. So Terrace Marshall still out. Derek Wright still out. Henry Anderson, I haven't heard from him. Ankle for Cam Irving. Stephon Sullivan, I don't know what his thing is, but I think he's still out. Demir Bird, we know, is on IR. So for some new injuries, bro, Laviska Shenault has a concussion. He's in the concussion protocol. That happened at practice yesterday. Frank Wright kind of described what the injury was, but he's going to be in the protocol. So wouldn't expect to see him this last preseason game. Amari Barno. So Amari Barno was injured at practice today. It sucks because we'll talk about Marquise Haynes and how we got him back, but now Amari Barno left on a cart. That's unfortunate. And I put Dante Jackson's gout up here. That's funny. That shout out to Pat Coltrane. I don't know, it's his ankle or something like that, but I just put gout because it's always a foot or leg or injury with him. Because I know he had that toe. It's just funny. That's a
Why did
throwback to
yo
Pat Coltrane.
Rashad? Rashad, you
It's a
ain't gotta
throwback
do
to
that,
Pat
bro.
Coltrane, bro. Shout out to my man Pat.
He doesn't have gout, man.
He doesn't have
Guys,
gout. It's a
he does
joke.
not have gout. I'm
It's
just
a
dying
joke.
because I look. I had to move I had to move my browser to make sure I saw what I thought I saw.
It's a joke. It's a
It's a
joke.
joke because he's
But yeah,
always hurting.
shout out to Pat Coach. That's a callback to Pat. He said Dante Jackson's gout would be acting up. That's why he be missing so many games, especially when he had that toe injury a couple years ago. Or yeah, 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 man. So shout out to Pat, yo. Shout out to Pat, man. So all right, again, in any concerns, Dave? I mean, talk. Let's look at these injuries. List is getting. We got a couple guys back. We'll talk about in a second, but just this list right here. How you feeling about it?
I wanted to do the Mike Tyson spinal for Terrence Marshall, but I'm not going to. Spinal. Um. Oh man. Ah, God. I don't know. Like I'm looking at this to try to decide if this is going to affect folks' chances to making the roster. I think it's going to hurt Derek White if he don't get back out there, and I think it's going to hurt. Um, I don't think it'll hurt Chenault, but Barno, man, that sucks, man, because he was starting to come around, man. He was starting to come along too. That one hurt that he got hurt today. And Dante, man, I don't know what to say about Dante, bro. You know, it's funny, and I'll go in and say this in the Patreon. Shout out in the Discord. Shout out to the folks who are Patreon subscribers. We were having a discussion about who to blame for the contract extension. And I'm like, no, everything's on Rule, and I because that was doing a Rule error, so I'm putting it all on him because they were trying to like, well, we don't want to, we can't just blame we just can't keep blaming him. I'm like, dog, he was there. He agreed to sign that extension for Dante. You know, knowing that he's had injury history. He's had an injury history. So, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the report, man. And again, it's the final preseason game, but Frank Reich has said that he is going to start. Our offense starters are going to play. I'm sure some of the defensive vets are going to sit, which is cool for the final preseason game. But some of these guys could use some reps, like Barno, like Chanel. And again, I think that we haven't paused, major pauses, but we haven't seen the Lavisca packages yet. We haven't seen him in the backfield and all that. Again, pause. We haven't seen him taking snaps in the backfield and all that. So it's going to be interesting to see. I can't wait to see week one because we're quote unquote. You know what's going to be the biggest letdown though? We talk about all this vanilla and all this stuff, man. It would be a super letdown if our offense was garbage week one, bro. Because you sit here claiming you hiding all this stuff, and and oh, it said I'm breaking up. Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to you about that. You
I
were
don't know
going
what.
in and out. It was kind of weird. It was looking
Yeah,
fine. It was going fine as of late, but
yeah, I don't know.
it's good now. You're straight
You
now.
good? You good?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So yeah, I don't know. I forgot what I was saying, but um,
About all the vanilla and
oh yeah, yeah. It would be
how good the
super
offense gonna
ironic
be.
come week one that we're sitting here hiding all this stuff and our offense comes out and be complete trash. Like that would be a super letdown considering we're trying to do all this vanilla stuff and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what
The,
happens.
t- the fan base will panic if we look atrocious offensively week one. They would panic. So if you're really hiding, bruh, you better show something. But we got the Steelers this weekend, right? Who are we playing this week? The Steelers?
Lions.
The
We don't play the
Lions.
Steelers this preseason for once in like
Oh yeah,
forever.
that's why I assumed it was the Steelers because I'm like,
Yeah, we typically do play the Steelers every year, every preseason, but that hasn't happened.
yeah, man. The
All right,
Lions.
that's who's going to be out, or who hasn't practiced. As far as who we got back, some guys did come back to practice today. Cade Mays came back. Jordan Thomas came back, who was an edge rusher, kind of on the back end of the depth chart there. Miles Sanders came back, so Miles Sanders is back. Marquise Haynes Jr. is back, which is great, and DJ Johnson is also back. Apparently, he missed some time, but he's back. So, Dave, any thoughts on these guys coming back? I'm glad we got Marquise Haynes back. I spelled his name wrong, but Marquise Haynes, glad we got him back, bro. Any thoughts on those?
Yeah, I agree. Marquise Haynes returning is major to help out the defensive line. Miles Sanders coming back is also interesting because we really haven't seen him in the preseason either. K Mays, yeah, I think he needs to come back because a lot of folks weren't impressed with him in that first game. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, and Frank Reich did mention in regards to K Mays, they're gonna want to see him out there, but at the same time, they didn't want to rush him back from his injury. So I think that's just an excuse for them to push him down the depth chart and say, all right, Zavala played pretty good week one or in this past week, and now we're gonna push K Mays down the depth charts. I think it's a solid excuse for that, but um, yeah. So Miles Sanders probably not gonna see him on Friday, so that's cool. I mean, he's a vet. We don't, you see how these running backs are dropping like flies. We don't need to put our RB1 at risk of getting injured. And again, Marquise Haynes. Now that we got Justin Houston, I think Marquise Haynes can actually be at that third down, that pass rusher, that pass rush specialist, because he's gonna be he when he gets his reps, he's pretty solid. But now he can pin his ears back on third down and use his speed to get after people. So, and good to get DJ Johnson back. He had a pretty good preseason game. So, um, any other thoughts before we move on?
Nah, man, it was good to like I said, Marquise Haynes, DJ Johnson, Miles Sanders. Those are three I'm very looking forward to. I was very concerned about Miles Sanders because I was worried whether or not it was going to be like a long term type of situation. So it's good to know that he's reporting he's back practicing. That's great.
Yep. All right. So we got to talk about the roster moves that we made. A surprising cut here. Marquand McCall. This dude was DT1, or at least a starter on the depth chart when they released it. He was not only was he a starter on the depth chart, he actually started week one, right? So then we come out, or preseason week one, then he comes out and he gets cut a few weeks later. And all that, all this time we spent with training camp, mini camp, OTAs, they wait until preseason week number 2 to determine that he wasn't a fit. Make it make sense, Dave. What you think, bro?
He was a guy from the previous era. I'm shocked that he did get let go, but he was a guy from the previous era. And on top of that, Frank Wright kind of pretty much commented saying that he just wasn't doing what they wanted him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that means. Because that could mean a lot. So I know folks were shocked. And by the way, man, I've been on these Twitter streets. You guys saying, well, you make a comment like that about him, but what about Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan might be doing what they're supposed to do. They're just not doing it at the level that you guys want him to see. And I can't believe I'm defending Michael Jordan, but I mean, that's just probably what's happening. You can't compare the two. I'm more curious about who's going to be playing defensive tackle, who's going to be starting at defensive tackle right now. Unless they're going to
Well,
change
you
how they
got,
play
I mean, you
Henderson.
got Deshaun Williams, you got
Yeah,
you got Tuttle, and you got
yeah.
DB. I mean, so I don't look at I don't look at it as a huge loss by any means, but it's just surprising because the guy was I
He already
and
got
what I
and he's already got him picked up too.
yeah, he got picked up by the Patriots. So I just think that from what I saw at camp, he was winning his 1-on-ones. He was playing pretty solid. I just questioned why did it take so long for them to make this determination. You had all this time to figure out why he wasn't a fit, and then it has to be something else at play here. I don't. It has to. You can't. That just doesn't make sense to come out and say, "I get it. We're all on the same page. We're just gonna say a scheme fit," but it has to be something else, bro. It has to be. I it can't. it can't just be a scheme thing or he wasn't doing what they well it can be he wasn't doing what they say that what they wanted
I'm
him to
telling
do.
you, that's what it has to be because
That
there's
that
no
could
other
be it.
and like somebody early in the channel like they said there might have been more to it, and I'm like, the Patriots picked them up off waivers. They play a 3-4-2, so and one would argue that Bill Belichick probably knows the 3-4 probably better than most coaches did, more than most coaches in the league. So that does not compute.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and I did watch the Dan Morgan interview, and yeah, he did kind of say something in regards that he wasn't doing what was asked. I did listen to it. We didn't quite get the full story, but I think it got to be something else behind the scenes, and I don't really know. I don't really know what it is. I don't want to sit up here and speculate, but I think it is kind of weird to wait all the way until preseason week 2 to say, all right, he ain't a scheme fit. Like that
going
just
into
doesn't.
week going into week 3, you let him
Going
go.
into week 3. Yeah, this is technically week 3, preseason week 3 week. So anyway, I don't know. It was weird, but at the end of the day, somebody had to be cut because we did end up picking up Troy Hill. Now we know my man's has some. He goes back to the system with Evero and Cooley. He has all the connections, and I think this was a. I'm not surprised with this signing because and I think people are quick to go to Dante Jackson and say, "Oh, this is an indication of Dante Jackson." But this is my opinion is that I think it has a bigger indication on how they feel about the depth of our cornerback position. I think that guys like these undrafted guys that we picked up like John Wright and Maben and all these guys. I feel like some of those guys didn't quite pan out the way they thought they were, and
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have to go and pick up Troy Hill because they knew he was on the back burner. Same with Justin Houston, right? They waited a long time before they signed him. My thing is that they just waited it out. They had Troy Hill in the tuck. They knew they were going to get him. He already knows the scheme, but they were trying to wait until these guys panned out, and it just didn't work. I don't think it has much to do with Dante Jackson. That's just my opinion. Because
I think I agree with you.
you know what they're saying about my man CJ. If Dante go down, CJ pulling up, and don't act like y'all didn't hear. Don't act like y'all didn't hear what Frank Reich said. Don't act like y'all didn't hear because I know y'all heard it. I know y'all did. I know y'all heard what Frank Reich said about CJ Henderson today. I don't need to repeat. I'm gonna let y'all repeat it, but y'all know what he said. So I ain't worried about Dante Jackson, to be honest with you, because CJ got that on lock. Okay, I'm fully confident in that. It's more about the other folks. Okay, all right. So what y'all think? Dave, my fault. I spoke a lot. What you think about it?
I think it's a good pickup for us, but like I said, I agree with you with regards of it being a depth piece. I don't think he's going to be like that. Is a big indicator for the undrafted free agents in that position group. I know a lot of folks were very high on John Wright, thinking that he had a legitimate shot to have a lot of playing time, but I don't think that's the case anymore. I'm wondering what it says about your Keith Taylors and those guys too.
Right. Yeah, it's only so many spots, and we can go through it. We can go through it today, and like go through spot by spot and see how it fits and who you're gonna select versus who you're not gonna select. But it's the guys we are picking up. I mean, it's getting pause. It's getting tight, bro. And so some people are asking, what about what did Frank Reich say about C.J. Henderson, bro? He said he's Mr. Consistent,
You call
and
him
he
Mr. Consistent.
not only that, you got to read the body language when he asked about C.J. Henderson. Oh, he got a little excited, he got a little bravado came to him. He ain't just say it. He kind of perked up a little bit. You feel me? So it wasn't just about what he said; it's how he said it. And I don't need to, I don't need to boast because I saw this. I don't need to, I don't need to, pat myself on the back because I knew what time it was. CJ Henderson is about to ball out, bro. And as soon as Dante go down, and knock on wood, I hope it doesn't happen. But based on recent history, CJ Henderson is going to be playing a lot of snaps this year. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when he gets that opportunity, CJ Henderson is going to ball out, Mr. Consistent.
Dog, if he ain't consistent on Sunday, that shit don't matter. You know that, right? I just want to remind you. He can be Mr. Consistent all he want in training camp. He can be missing consistent in these preseason games that don't count, except for the Ravens because they did catch that fade against Washington. He can be missing consistent all you want, but if he ain't missing consistent on Sunday,
He will be.
all we gonna say is gonna be like same old CJ.
He
Out
will
here
be.
giving up 60-yard bombs.
No, he won't. It's different scheme, bro. Coaches, I told y'all. I don't have to rehash it. I done told you
No, you
what
can tell
why
us
he's
all
gonna be
you
better.
want. I could just tell you what the tape looked like during the regular season on Sundays.
And Noli, the reason why he's CB3 is because they're trying to give Dante Jackson the benefit of the doubt. When you paying this man 13 whatever million per year like we are, of
God,
course he's
man.
gonna be CB2. You're not gonna give him that. You still got CJ Henderson on a rookie deal. You're gonna give the man you're paying $13 million
Which you
to
didn't.
earn his check.
Which they did not give a 5th-year option to.
Yeah, they didn't. Of course, you don't have. That's why he's on a rookie deal. You don't have to do that. Of course, as a new staff coming in, you don't pick up the 50 option. That only makes sense. I get it. You ain't sold. You gotta get in the building and see what you got. Now that again, go you ain't again. You go listen to the interview. Y'all go listen to the interview and look at the body language when he talked about CJ Henderson. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I didn't want to take away from the Troy Hill situation. Listen, I think Troy Hill's a veteran. They're confident in his play. He knows the scheme, knows the system. Doesn't even need to take a preseason snap. It's going to be a really good sign for him. I like this signing. And again, it's about getting these guys in here that's gonna fit the scheme. If you don't fit the scheme, you got to get out. If you're not going to play up the speed, get out. It's time to get this defense right. And I think there's going to be a lot of pressure put on the defense to be successful this year. When you got a rookie quarterback like Bryce Young, you're going to put a lot of pressure on the defense to man up. And if you ain't got the pieces, then we're going to get exposed on both sides of the football, and that can't happen. That's why we're making these moves on the defense side of football. I'm with it. I like the signing. If you ain't with it, you got to get out of here. Dave, any final thoughts on this before we move on? All right, for no final thoughts for Dave. Let's move on. All right, so offensive line grades. These are the offensive line grades for the game against the Giants. Again, rough night out for Icky. I'm listen. I'm not making no more excuses
Communication
for the
problem.
man. No more
Communication problem.
excuses for the man. Y'all sat up here and told me it was communication issues. I get it. For the one play where he let the free rusher go, communication issues. I get it. I get that one. But there's other plays where or specifically another play where he got destroyed. He's getting beat with speed. Okay, and this is not just a one time thing. This is 2 games in a row now. He's getting beat with speed, bro. You know what I mean? So this is I'm start. Listen, I'm not hitting the panic button for Icky, but he got to tighten up, bro. He really does. He has to tighten up and either get this man some help, throw a chipper on that side, get this man some tight end help, something. But he needs some help right now when it comes to pass sets. Blocking, I think he's gonna be fine. But the pass protection got to be better. It's got to be better, bro. It's got to be better. Um, I'll go across the board. Brady Christensen, Mr. Consistent when it comes to pass blocking. It's just weird when you look at these scores. It's like we got guys that are opposite each other. It's like we don't have a consistent. Either they're decent in run and they suck in the pass, or they're good against the pass. They suck against the run. It's like we can't get consistency out of either play, any of the play. Right? Even with Bradley Bozeman, who's been Mr. Consistent, he was awful against the pass today. I mean, against whenever we play Saturday, Friday, whatever it was. He was getting pushed back, lots of pressure. He was giving up. Not a good look. I think he gave up 2 hurries during that game. Not a good look, man. It's not a good look. Chandler Zavala, I thought, did an excellent job considering the circumstances. He practiced this 1 week and he was in the game. He looked pretty good, and I'll take those grades for a rookie that's a left
Mm-hmm.
tackle, excuse me, a left guard, and switched to right guard. Practice 1 week and then he's out. I loved it. I'll take that any day from him, especially considering what was done before him and with Cade Mays. I'll take that any day. Taylor Moton, all right, yeah, he's okay. I don't think Taylor Moton is playing as well as he was playing before he got the contract. I think he's been on a little bit of a downward spiral here for a little bit. But Dave, what are your thoughts, man? Offensive line got to be better, man.
There's going to be more discussions about whether or not it's a swap Icky and Brady. You need to get ready, bro. You need to get ready if this doesn't get better. Now, it doesn't seem like the coaching staff is concerned. They are riding this miscommunication thing, and they said they're gonna have to change the verbiage because he felt, I guess, from what I understand, Icky was thinking that he had to block inside, and it was another term that was very similar to blocking outside, and that's why he got beat the way he got beat that one time. You can
But
believe what you want to believe, but
yeah, but
that's what
yeah,
they
with
rolling
that,
with.
my only pushback to that is there was nobody next to him. Like, if that sounds great, but you got to have your awareness game up. If that's a score, his Madden awareness score needs to be 0, because if there's nobody next to you, who are you passing off to? It makes no sense. I, but we'll roll with it. My bad, Dave. Continue.
I'm not. I'm look. I understand. I'm just trying to tell you what they were rolling with. All right, but like I said, if these numbers doesn't improve, they might end up. They might have to start thinking about switching to two. Um, as for Zavala, man, I can't complain about Zavala. And I'm gonna give Bozeman an outlier. Like this is just an outlier. Bolton's
Fair
doing
enough.
Bolton things at this point.
Everybody's
I'm
do a bad.
actually,
Everybody's do a bad game. I agree with that, Dave.
yeah, I'm gonna give Bozeman some grace. Um, and Moulton's doing fine. I'm not complaining about Moulton. And besides, it's the vanilla offense. I mean, what difference does it make right now? It's vanilla. It's only preseason.
Is that what we rolling with? Because I'm concerned about Icky. I got a little bit of
No,
concern, but
I
I'm not
look. Listen,
not hitting the
listen.
panic button. But it's starting to get there. It's starting to get there.
I'm curious about some of the other guys. Like, what was Nash Jensen's grade?
All right, let me pull it up. Give
What
me a
was
second.
Ricky Lee's grade? Like, I'm curious. Like, what was Michael Jordan's grade? Like, I want to know these guys.
Let me pull it up. I'll tell you. I will show you. Give me 1 second.
Jensen didn't play today. Did Jensen play in the second game? I'm trying
Yeah,
to
I
remember.
think he played.
Yeah, he played. He played.
Oops, blocking.
Well, Cam Irvin was out, so
All right,
I know
here
that Ricky
are.
Lee got a lot of time. Ricky Lee got to play with the twos, so I'm curious to see what his grade
Oh,
was.
shit.
And somebody asked why Michael Jordan get cut, and I was like, because Michael Jordan didn't play defensive tackle. That's why Michael Jordan didn't get cut.
My
Like,
bad. Let me pull up. All right, so who we asking about?
I want to know about Ricky
Deontay. I'll
Lee.
tell you this. Deontay Brown had the highest. Wait, no,
Oh, he
that's
did. That's
that's
good.
not. That's not. Hold on. You can do by game. It's about to lie to y'all. No, Nash Jensen, excuse me, had the highest pass blocking grade in the game. So Nash Jensen, and he played 22 snaps. That's a decent amount of snaps. Deontay Brown also had some nice pass blocking grade of 79.7. Let's see. Michael Jordan wasn't half bad. His overall grade was a 51.5. Nash Jensen's overall grade was a 53.2. Run blocking was what got Nash 45.3. Um, Ricky Lee had a 67.7 overall grade, which is not bad. That's pretty solid. Uh,
And left tackle.
at left tackle, 18 snaps at left tackle. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. 42 snaps.
Oh yeah, because he was second team,
42
and
snaps.
he played second and third.
Yeah, my bad. 42 snaps. 67 run block grade, 63 pass block grade, but he did give up 4 pressures, which is a little
Yeah,
alarming. And I don't know how his grade was so high when he gave up 4 pressures, three
because
hurries.
he played 42 snaps.
Yeah, I guess 4 pressures, 3 hurries, and 1 hit. So he didn't give up a sack. I'm assuming a sack is worse on the
Yes.
grade.
Yep.
Um, yeah, Icky was the worst of the bunch in the pass. Well, Bozeman was worse in the bunch of pass block. Uh, but Bozeman was good in the run. Who else were you asking about?
Mm, you talked about Jordan. You talked about Jensen.
Yeah, that's it.
Uh,
That's really it. Larnell Coleman,
because
mid,
Irvin didn't play. Irvin didn't
and
play.
didn't play. So yeah,
How
because
did
you got
There was another vet. I can't remember his name right now that played. What was his name?
you talking about Justin McCray.
Yes.
Yeah,
How was that?
48.8 overall, 42.7 run block grade, 79.6 pass block grade. He was okay. Okay, that run block grade got him down. But all right, anything else on the offensive line? Any questions,
No,
comments, concerns? All right, let's move on. Sorry, sorry, my
My thing,
there
somebody.
we go.
My thing is when you talk about the offensive line, I'm an advocate of letting Michael Jordan and Cam Irvin get let go to let
Yeah,
Jensen and Lee get the last two
I
spots.
would I would agree with that. I would agree with
Like
that. I'm an
because
advocate of both of those guys, and
because
it's
I
not just because we HBCU guys. I think they're
no,
playing better for sure.
they are playing better, and besides that, it's also about we already know what those two guys are. The other two guys are like Jensen and Lee has potential to grow out of something, and Jensen, I think
Develop.
both of
Yeah.
those guys are really good. So are better than what the other options are. Like I think you guys would be furious if Michael Jordan and Cam Irvin makes this team and those guys don't. Y'all would be furious. I think Jensen's got a way in. I think Lee's gonna be the challenge. So
All right, let's move on to the highest graded defender. Von Bell was the highest graded defender, 12 snaps, and they all were coverage snaps because again they did not run the ball one time. They threw on us every single play on the drive that Daniel Jones ran. So that was crazy. Obviously, they were taking advantage of the lack of pass rush that we had, and they just went to work on it. So 12 cover snaps, um, one run defense snap. I guess that was against when Daniel Jones took off and ran the football. One target, no catches allowed. He did have the one tackle, which and that was a PBU as well. So any thoughts on I mean, hell of a game considering the small sample size. Solid game for Von Bell. Any thoughts?
one of my
It was a good
favorite
hit.
pickups in the off one of my favorite pickups of the offseason.
Yeah. Big hit right here. You can see on the play on the screen. Daniel Jones had plenty of time and I mean, good legit hit. Dislodged the football. Love it. I take that's a picture perfect play for the safety. Von Bell is bringing heat. Shout out to Von Bell. Highest graded on offense was Gary Jennings, who has had a great camp. He capped it off with a really good game. Obviously, the opportunity was there because there was no Derek Wright, no Demir Bird. Those guys are out, and when somebody's got to step up. Shot Smith also had a great game, which we'll talk about him later. But Gary Jennings had this beautiful catch uh, from Luton. I said his name is Luton. It's Luton, according to the announcer. But he only had that he had two targets, had that one reception for 20 yards, which was a touchdown, and it was a contested catch. So I mean, great play, which granted him the highest grade. So Dave, what you think about that?
83 is wild. Um, man, only concern I have is that there might not be enough slots for him to make the team, bro. Because he's had a phenomenal camp so far. Gary Jenkins has had an outstanding camp. But the problem is, it might not be enough roster spots.
Yeah. Yep, shout out to Grandizer, man. 461 people watching, 91 likes. Let's get these likes up. Run the likes up. At least 250. We need at least 250. Just it don't take nothing but a second to hit that like button. It's free. We appreciate it. But yeah, man, shout out to and all these slides, man. It takes time, man. Just all I'm asking for is a like, bro. All right, so yeah, Gary Jennings, solid play from him. Also, that's it for that. We'll get down to stock up, stock down right after this short commercial Patreon break. So patreon.com/Panther PC. I did not load up the tickets, man. So I gotta do the next week for sure. We're gonna do it. MVP giveaway next week. 1,000% is gonna go down. 4 game ticket of your choice. I think I have 3 game tickets remaining. Shout out to all of the MVP support, man. We appreciate y'all. Some of y'all, I think Noli has been around since day one. I mean, the day one that we opened up the Patreon, Noli's been rocking with us. So I greatly appreciate that. And I appreciate every single one of you MVP members, man, for sure. 1,000%. All right. Shout out to all of our franchise folks. Appreciate y'all as well. Appreciate your continued support. And shout out to the free agents. We love y'all too, man. All it takes is $3. $3, you can sign up and be a Patreon member at the free agent level. So come holler at us. Patreon.com/Panther PC. And Dave, quick underdog fantasy commercial.
Yeah, I'll be quick with the underdog fantasy. So the bottom line is, I'm gonna keep pushing weekly winners. Weekly winners is where you can play you can do a best ball draft and have the opportunity to win $20,000 every single week. Entry fee is only $15. You draft a squad. You don't have to manage it. You just hope for the best for your players. If you want to have a squad full of Panthers players, you can. You want to roll with Bryce Young and Mingo, you can. But make sure you go to underdogfantasy.com and use the code PNP when you sign up. They're still doing a deposit match of $100.
Shout out to our good folks at Underdog Fantasy. Love y'all. All right, rookie watch. So this is a quick update on the rookies. Now, what sucks is I want to call out two numbers and two things because I could not get the under pressure stats for the game. I couldn't get that. I would have to manually do it, and I didn't have the time to do it. So this under pressure stat is for the entire preseason so far. So both games. Same with this chart on the left or right. This is for both games. So not just the Giants game, but includes the Jets game as well. But this was Bryce Young's grade, 49.4 overall, pass grade of 50.8, 21 snaps, 8 dropbacks, 3 of 6 for 35 yards, 50%, completion rate, 1 sack, under pressure, 46%. And again, that includes both games. So, yep, 50% is a lot. That's a lot for your quarterback to be under pressure. I heard Patrick Mahomes do an interview, and that man said he hadn't been hit yet in the preseason. He said, yeah, how crazy is that, bro? My man Patrick Mahomes said, they said, have you had your back to football moment yet? And that man said, I ain't been hit yet. Must be nice. Must be nice, bro. Must be nice.
Last time I saw him get hit was during a quarterback doc.
Facts.
That's it.
Facts.
Nah, Pat. I watched the Chiefs game. Pat's been clean. He's been clean. Yeah. Bryce doesn't have that luxury yet, bro. Got to make sure that line's right. That's all I can say. Like, I can't even go off these numbers because the line, he ain't had the opportunity with the line. Got to make sure that line's right.
It was better, and I think what we saw to Bryce though is once we saw Bryce get out in like space and he's able to like read the field, and you saw when he threw that pass, he got out in space, kind of found Mingo, and if Mingo would have just continued his route, that would have been a huge play. Like that's what we saw from Bryce Young at Alabama, and I think those are the type of plays you'll continue to see if given the opportunity, if protected, if he's on the same page with his receivers. It's going to take some time, which is why they're going to continue to play. Which is why my bad. My wife sent me a text. Which is why they continue to play. They're going to play Bryce in week 3. So I like it. Continue to play Bryce. It'll get better. The chemistry's going to get better, and we'll see what happens. Dave, any thoughts on Bryce Young's game, bro?
I can't evaluate Bryce until he gets some more protection, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I can't evaluate it. Like I think we always have these discussions. Every year we have these discussions. We talk about the fact everybody wants these great quarterbacks. And I always say a quarterback ain't a quarterback unless they have protection. The man ain't got protection. Yes, it was better this week, but it still ain't good enough. I'm gonna be honest, it's not good enough. So I can't evaluate him. Besides the fact that he's going to make the typical rookie mistakes, right? And which you're going to give grace for. But I can't truly evaluate the guy until he gets legitimate protection. If that man's rushing to throw the ball all the time, if he's got to make decisions quicker, if he doesn't have enough time to throw the ball, you're not going to be able to evaluate a quarterback.
I mean, to be clear, though, he's going to have to handle some – he's not going to have clean pockets 100% of the time. So you're going to have to evaluate him and how he handles that pressure when he does get it. Again, 50% of pressure is a lot. And what I don't know, though, is how that equates across the league. Like, what are other teams? Like, I can look up another quarterback. Give me another quarterback, Dave.
Patrick Mahomes.
Not Patrick. not him. I knew you were going to do
He's
that.
Zero. I was just joking, man.
Not him.
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers.
And, well, he didn't play. He hasn't played.
He hasn't played. All right, let's do Lamar. Did Lamar play? Let's do Lamar Jackson.
I'll do Lamar Jackson.
Sam Howell. Do Lamar Jackson, then do Sam Howell. I heard that game last night was epic, too. I got to go back and watch it.
Let me do Sam Howell. Somehow passing pressure.
Let's go to a previous Panthers coach.
Let me see. Gotta find it. Give me 1 second.
We could do
All
Tua
right.
to do a fair rookie comparison too. That ain't a bad idea. Do Tua, not Tua, but I mean Stroud. Excuse me.
Give me 1 second. I'm looking for it. So under pressure, let me see. 33. Nope, that's his completion percentage. Excuse me. Under pressure, 34.1.
My man said
34.1.
33% is his completion percentage. That's pretty
That was
bad, bro.
33% under pressure. That's under pressure. Completion
Damn.
percentage under pressure. My bad. So under pressure, he's been under pressure 34% of the time. 34%. So you can see the difference. Who else you want to see?
Let's do CJ Stroud.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me just make sure. Yeah, let's make sure I'm looking at the right thing.
Might as
All
well get
right.
the rookies already. Anthony
Yeah,
Richardson too. Might as well do
I'll
Anthony
look at
Richardson
Stroud.
already.
Yeah. Yep, I'll get them all. Give me 1 second. As pressure, 42% of the time for CJ Stroud. 42%. Let's do Richardson.
People was out here trying to call that man a bust after the first week, and that man was getting pressured something vicious. They want to see Tua too.
Anthony Richardson, 16%. Now
That's what you want.
he's only played 12 snaps to be fair, but
and he didn't play in the last preseason game because they named him the starter. Let's do Tua.
Yeah, I'll do Tua. Give me 1 second. Tua, 42%.
Ooh, that's high. He about to get killed again.
It's high,
Russ.
but you haven't heard anyone higher than Bryce yet, though. For the record,
do Russ. If Russ I'm assuming Russ had to play because he got new coaching staff.
Russell Wilson. Well, there we go. 50%.
Literally,
50%. He's only played 22 snaps, but yeah, 50%.
DTR.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not pretty. It's got to be like Dave said. He's got to be able to. You got to be able to give him time, but at the same time, he's got to be able to handle it. And I've seen him be able to handle pressure.
Who the hell is DTR? Because I don't do this. I don't do acronyms. I hate acronyms. My job is made me hate acronyms with a passion. Who the hell is DTR? Oh, Ritter. Who the hell is DTR? Is that Desmond Ritter? That's a bum. I did compare him to other rookies. Richardson was 16%. Stroud was 42%. Oh, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Oh, the rookie from UCLA.
ETR, 25%.
It's pretty good. And he's been balling. And he's been balling. He's been balling for Cleveland. But it's amazing what you can do when you have protection. It's amazing what you can do when you have protection.
He's played 55 dropbacks.
It's amazing what you can do when you got protection, guys.
All right, I don't want to belabor the point, but
but let me be quiet. Because people think that stuff ain't important, but it is important. You got to have protection. Folks are talking like DTR is going to be the next thing, and he might be, but he's getting way more better protection than what Bryce is getting right now. Those are the facts.
All right, let's move on.
Let's move on, please.
Jonathan Mingo. So we know that he's got to get better with his routes, his communication with Bryce Young. He did have that play where he stopped his route and was going to have a major gain if he kept going. But it is what it is. He played in 20 snaps, 11 pass snaps, 9 run snaps, 2 targets, 1 reception. The other target could have been the big one had he continued his route. 1 reception for 15 yards. He had 7 yak yards. The catch he did have boy, when he got in that open space, he turned into a running back, and it looked like he was ready for war, bro. So it is going to be interesting to see Jonathan Mingo. I will say this: I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think he's a bit further along than what I anticipated. Because
He
you remember
is.
when
No,
we sat
bruh.
when we sat with Smitty, Smitty was like, "Yo, it's gonna take him some time. It's gonna take him he said 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, for us to see Mingo like obviously probably be his peak, and maybe that's where my brain went. But for me, I thought, listen, man, we probably year two, maybe he'll. But to me, he's further along than I thought. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's further along. Obviously, the communication with Bryce got to get better, but very, very solid outing, and I think he'll continue to get better. Dave, what you think?
He's ahead of schedule. I mean, he's already starting. I don't think a lot of folks had him starting initially. So I'm happy with what we're seeing so far. He's gonna make rookie mistakes. That's expected. So I'm good where we're at here with him. Um, I think he's gonna be in 2 to 3 years. He could probably be our one. I'll be honest with you. Some folks was compared to the DJ, but I think that's a little too early. I don't want to compare him to DJ yet.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I mean, you can
Oh,
see
there's a little
you can
DJ in him now. Let's
you
be
can see
clear.
when he bounced off of the tackle, like you could see that's what DJ kind of did too. And if he can give us, I mean, 400 or 500 yards this season, like DJ did his first year, I'd be happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a reasonable expectation for him, considering what we've seen so far. So yeah, I'm excuse me, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with Mingo. He's on pace.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my man DJ Johnson again continuing to add on to his solid preseason, bro. Run defense 71 grade, 57.6 pass rush
Setting
grade,
that
which is
edge.
which is what we this is what we expected from DJ Johnson.
Setting that edge,
Um,
bruh.
69.4 overall grade, 22 snaps, 12 pass snaps, 10 run snaps. He didn't play any cover snaps, one tackle, two hurries. You talk about pass rush. That's two hurries. Those count as pressure stats. Solid, very very solid. If you can see on this right here, P2 is preseason week 2. So this was last week. This is this week. So 22 snaps on defense, on the D line, and I should have gotten the uh, the the detail breakdown, but to see where he played, let me see if I can find. But yeah, solid. What you think about that, Dave? What you think about this?
Oh, I'm happy for DJ, man. Like I know a lot of folks wasn't a fan of the pick, but he's showing his value right now. He's gonna get a lot of opportunities to get some playing time, which is great. Because if he's like, I think he still needs to improve on the pass rush side of the fence. But when it comes to setting the edge, he got that locked down, bro, at the league level, which is beautiful to see. He's been playing well.
Yes. So he played 22 snaps on the left side, so left outside linebacker, and 6 on the right side. Nope, excuse me, my bad. I was looking at preseason week 1. All 22 snaps came on the left side. All 22 snaps came on the left side this week. So yeah, he's getting better. He's getting better. He has not played with the ones. No,
Nope.
I have not seen him with the ones at all. Nope. He'll get there. He'll work his way up. All right, moving on. Zavala. So here's Zavala's numbers. All snaps played at right guard. Pretty balanced play from him. Got to see him both pass protect and run block. He had one penalty, which was a holding call, which I think Bryce still got killed at the end of that play, but it is what it is there. Which we already talked about Zavala. Anything else you want to mention here before we move on?
Nah, props to him, man. Just coming in cold turkey and balling the way that he did. Like I know folks ain't a fan of that number, but the bottom line is this: that man ain't really played. Ain't really had no game time, hardly any practice. He wasn't the 5 days I was at training camp. He wasn't there, so I'm happy to see that he came,
Right.
he walked in, and pretty much took the role. He could
Well,
be
he
starting
ain't,
week
he
one.
ain't really take it, Dave. K. Mays got hurt. He got ushered into it. It was handed to him, and he definitely took advantage of it. But
Yeah.
he didn't just take it.
Well, he did
Come
take
on.
it. He did take it. He played better than Cade. He
Well,
played better than
now
Cade.
you're right. You're right. Now, but he did take. I'll put asterisk by that take. I don't think he took it. K
But the
Mays
thing
got
is,
injured, bro.
it's about utilizing the opportunity that you have. K
Agreed.
got hurt. Zavala
Agreed.
walked in from injury and outperformed him.
But when you say see, okay, yes, I don't. When you say when you say take,
Fair
I
enough.
don't know.
You want somebody to
Yeah,
rip it apart.
we
I
splitting
get it.
hairs. We splitting hairs.
We
My
splitting
bad. We
hairs
splitting
here.
hairs.
My
We
point
splitting
is
hairs.
that Zavala could have laid an egg.
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
he could have,
Agreed.
and he
Agreed.
didn't.
I agree. I agree. He did. He played better than Cade. I would agree with that. I would. I'll leave it alone because we splitting hairs. So my bad. All right, let's move on. That's my fault. My bad. All right. So DJ, excuse me,
Oh, look at my man
Jamie
out here
Robinson.
balling now. I guess he
Jamie
said
Robinson.
just watch.
He heard y'all. He heard y'all in these streets. Shout out to my guy Jamie Robinson. Had a hell of a game. Played in 26 snaps, 66 against the run, 72.7 in coverage, 80 overall grade. This is a hell of a game by Jamie Robinson. Like I said, 26 snaps, 13 coverage snaps, 13 run snaps. So very balanced. Again, play from him, and then one tackle. Really, really good play. Dave, what you think on Jamie Robinson, man?
Yo, he saw that heat and he took advantage, bro. Props to him. Like
Yeah.
he saw all the criticism, and some folks take the criticism and just start responding to folks, and he did some of that too.
He did.
But he delivered. He delivered. He was about
Yeah.
that action ball. So props to him.
He was about that action, and shout out to him, man. Let me see if there's any interesting stats I can pull real quick in week 2. So he had one tackle, one assisted tackle, and that was considered a stop. He had one target, allowed one reception for 5 yards, 2 yak yards, so nothing much. All of his snaps came. You can see most of his snaps came at free safety. So solid, yeah, love it. I love it, man. I love it. Love what he's doing. He's gonna get better, and yeah, he'll definitely be some depth in that secondary. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. All right, stock watch, Dave. Raheem Blackshear. It's Raheem Blackshear. We're joking, by the way. But he was Raheem on Friday. Dave, what are your thoughts on Raheem Blackshear, man? He had a solid game. Again, we were pounding the table to see more Raheem. He was playing great in practice. Finally got a chance to see him. What was your thoughts?
If Chuba don't learn how to run block, if Chuba don't learn how to pass block, he about to lose his job.
Well, Dunk would say, Dunk shot to Dunk because Dunk is selling. I got the CJ Henderson tickets, and Dunk got the Chuba Hubbard tickets. Dunk did post a play today on Twitter that showed that he can pass block. There were some negative plays out there, but there were also some positive plays. So I just wanted to, I want to put a little bit of capage on.
Shout out to Dunk. But I ain't on that train either. Just I'm not on the CJ train. I'm not.
You
I am
walking.
not.
You taking a
my
bus,
ass?
Man.
My ass is walking. I ain't even taking a bus. I don't even trust a bus ticket with y'all. Y'all might have to downgrade the bus tickets instead of trains. I don't trust neither one of y'all. I will walk. I think he should be the 2. I'm gonna be honest with you. If Chuba doesn't get more consistent in his pass blocking, he's gonna be the 2.
Yeah, so Raheem had 8 carries, 31 yards, and had that touchdown, as you can see right here on this play. He had a long of 8 yards rushing. Chuba had very similar stats, 8 carries, 30 yards. So they both ran for just under 4 yards a carry. I mean, I ain't mad. I ain't mad at it, but it was good to see Raheem Blackshear obviously doing kick return and punt return duties. Love what I saw here, man. Love what I saw from both of these dudes. But yeah, all right.
It's a jersey that you're gonna have to give him anyway. Like, what are we doing here? You got your kick return, your punt return, and your backup running back. Boom, boom, boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Dave can't swim, so you ain't got to worry about me swimming, guys.
Come on, Dave. You gotta learn how to swim, bro.
I'm 40 now, bro. I think
you can still learn, man. It's never too late, bro.
You sound like somebody trying to go get a degree at 55. It's never too late, Dave. It's never too late.
Just saying. All right, that's stock up. Raheem Blackshear. Stock down. We talked about Icky at length already, but
we gotta go through this again.
I had to put extra sauce. I had to put extra sauce on it because, bro, he he earned that stock down, bro. I'm sorry. He earned it, so I had to give it to him. Pause. But yeah, Icky, stock down. Got to be better, bro. You have to protect our franchise quarterback in Bryce Young. And right now, he talked about Icky. Excuse me. He talked about how Bryce Young is the next play guy. And I tweeted, I hope Bryce continues to get to the next play because you out here getting him killed. Okay, so hopefully, hopefully Icky will get better, man. Hopefully Icky will get better. Dave, any additional thoughts to Icky?
No, I've had enough. I'm being honest. I have enough. Who's next?
All right,
Like
moving on.
we know what it is with him.
I gave Matt
He
Corral a
balled.
stock up. I
He
gave Matt
balled.
Corral
Yeah.
a stock up here, man. Matt Corral, 9 of 13 in an efficient game, 71 yards. He got sacked one time. He had an 82.5 uh, passer rating, which was solid. This was the best I've seen. This is the best version of Matt Corral we've seen. Paired with the play calling from Thomas Brown, I was very impressed with what I saw. He looked more decisive. He looked comfortable. So again, I'm not the biggest Corral fan. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, but I gotta give props where props are due. He earned the stock up, and I'm happy for him. And he almost, bro. If Luton would have got that finalized or capped off that drive to win the game, we might have been having a whole another conversation. But Matt Corral, shout out to Matt Corral. He had a good game. Go
Oh
ahead,
my
Dave. What's
god.
your thoughts, man?
I think I all I'm gonna like this is more about Thomas Brown than anybody else. I pray that Thomas Brown is calling the plays, bruh. I don't want to split half and half with Frank. I hope he's calling the plays. But now I'm happy for Corral finally having a game because he didn't look this good in the first game at all, at all, at all. So I'm happy that he actually had a good game today. I no longer think he's tradable at this point. He hasn't done enough to get traded, so I don't think he's going to go for anything.
I don't think he's gonna get much on the trade market. And I did hear Dan Morgan say, "Yo, we're not gonna be moving, especially for our draft picks." He said we're not gonna be giving up any draft picks. To go out and trade for people. It was an interesting conversation around, the waiver wire, and that's something to watch, which we'll talk about, excuse me, a little bit later when we go through the 53-man roster. But yeah, just keep an eye on that. But yeah, Matt Corral, I don't think so. I don't think he's going anywhere. All right, stock up for him. Stock down, Kobe Jones. So Kobe, this is a dude that was making all kind of noise at training camp. Well, I saw him make all kind of plays. Has not translated to the game, he's fallen off. So I'm looking at guys like Amari Barno. They balling during these games. Okay, even guys like what's my man name, Ely, Ace Ely, balling. There's some guys that are making plays out here, and I just haven't seen it from Kobe Jones, bro. So the play that I've seen in the training camp is not translated to games. Any thoughts on this, Dave?
Yeah, disappointing day for Kobe, considering what type of camp he had. But and when you consider like the roster opportunity, the roster spots that are the remaining roster spot, but then again, I mean he ain't gonna let go, so maybe he got a shot. But it was a disappointing day for him. Straight up, it was a disappointing day for him.
Yep. All right. So yeah, how time is running out for my man Kobe, but with us signing Houston and now Marquise Haynes coming back, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna still push him further down the board. But all right, let's move on. Roquan Williams. So Roquan Williams again, one of those guys that made Marquan McCall expendable, right? So uh, Roquan Williams, he had a 72.7 grade, played 31 snaps. I know y'all just asked about my man Stallworth. Stallworth had a great game too, but I thought Roquan Williams had the better game of the two. He had a sack, he had a QB hit, he had 3 tackles. Like he was all over the place, bro. And I think this is the guy that made them be like, all right, he ain't doing what we need him to do. We getting him up out of here. So we rolling with Roquan Williams. So he made some plays. And shout out to Stallworth, man. Again, I'm not tolerating any Stallworth disrespect at all because he's the one that got my shot total autograph. So Taylor Stallworth, hell of he had a great game too. Two pressures. He had two hurries, two tackles. He did have a missed tackle, but great game by both of those guys. Both of those and LeBron Ray, all those guys, man, they had great games. Great. Raekwon, my bad. Raekwon, I spelled it wrong. My bad.
Raekwon.
Appreciate you, Ray
Raekwon.
J. My bad.
Like the rapper, except not spelled properly.
My bad. Hey, I'm good to spell incorrect spelling it too, man. Y'all know I'm dyslexic a little bit. Anyway, any thoughts on him, Dave?
It's wild, but I'm happy for him. He did have a phenomenal day. The fact that he played well enough to say that McCall was expendable says a lot. Says a lot. Point blank. Period. But yeah,
All right.
he called me Ray
All right.
J.
Let's move on. I had to give. I didn't have any additional stock downs, but I did have to give Shot Smith a stock up. I thought
Yeah,
Shot Smith
very good.
he played great. He had four. He led us in receiving, 4 receptions, 59 yards, off 5 targets. He had a long of 27 yards. I thought he played a great game. And again, this is an opportunities thing. It's all about opportunities. And when guys go down, you need somebody to step up. And Shy, it's frustrating with him because you I think he's talented. It's just we haven't seen it, and he's just kind of slid into the back. Pause. Yeah, he's just kind of faded to black is what I meant to say. Uh, but
Slid the
but yeah,
back,
man,
fade the back.
I meant fade to black. But yeah, man, Shot Smith again, great game.
Helped him. I know folks was worried about him making the 53 man. This helped him tremendously.
Yeah, I think
Helped him
I think he's
tremendously.
almost a damn near lock at this point now.
Yeah, he's safe
With
now. With all the injuries, he might get in off the strength at this point. Literally off the strength of him staying healthy. Literally.
my bad, I said pause, man. My bad. All right, so let's continue to move. Let's move on. All right, so we got week 3 this Friday against the Detroit Lions, the Battle of the Cats. I remember last time the Detroit Lions came to Bank of America Stadium, they got shellacked. That's bars. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was cold. It'll be much warmer this time around. But I don't know how they feel about playing in these kind of conditions, this kind of heat, because it's hot as hell outside. But shout out to the Lions. They're gonna come to town preseason week 3. Not sure if they're playing their starters. We are playing our offensive starters. I'm sure you'll see a mixed bag of the defense between starters and non-starters. But I will be going live for this. I do plan to go live for this. Hopefully nothing comes up. But yeah, man, we'll see y'all for that one. And Dave, you want to run through this 53 man roster real quick?
I agree with those
You
three.
want to do a prediction?
Yeah, I'm with these three. Bryce, Andy, Corral. I'm not changing that.
All right, Dave. So keep track of the numbers for me, please, because
Oh
I
God,
think I
hold
got
on.
53. I think I got
Let
53,
me
but
see.
I can't remember.
Hold on. Let me pull my notes up. Give me 1 second.
This is a great point though. Shout out to Tyrone. He says the Lions don't like our turf. Yes, they are coming back to play on the
They
worst
are
turf
coming back to play
ever,
with our turf.
according to them.
All right, so we got three there.
So all right, so we got 3 here. All right,
Yeah.
here's the running backs.
I agree. So we got three there.
So we cool on these running backs?
Yeah, I'm fine with those three.
All right, here we go. Wide receivers. I've got Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, Terrace Marshall, Jonathan
Order's wrong,
Mingo.
but it's okay.
It's not. Don't mind the order. Jonathan Mingo, Laviska Shenault, Shaw Smith. That's who I have for our receivers. Demir Bird's on IR, obviously won't make it.
Derek
Derek
Wright is
Wright is
hurt.
hurt. I think
Gary Jennings with a J becomes Gary Jennings is going to be interesting into the third preseason game. He might be the only person left that could legitimately steal that final spot. But I think Shot
I
Smith's
think
going to
Wims.
be.
I think Wims is in the discussion, but he's gotten a lot of opportunity. But I just think at the end of the day, it'll be these 6. personally.
All right. No, I'm not. I'm not mad at. I'm not. I'm not gonna disagree with the six that you picked. Those are the
All right,
six.
all right. So where we at so far?
We're at 12.
12. All right,
This is where it gets difficult. I
all
think
right.
we
So
might want to
tight
keep three.
ends.
I think we might
Yeah,
want to keep three here.
yeah,
I think Stefan ain't gonna make it, bro.
yeah. I agree. I kind of agree because he hasn't played. We haven't seen him. But when he does, like when he's in training camp, like Fam does a great job. Like he is getting a lot of opportunity. They force feed him the football, so which is why I have him. I had him making the. I've had to adjust it several times with the course of the preseason because guys have gotten hurt and all that stuff. But I, I
I don't see it.
I'm starting to think. I'm starting to think 3-2, Dave. Personally, and I could
Stefan
take
ain't
that
gonna
off.
make it. Yeah, you can go ahead and move that check. That check's out of here. I love Stefan. Shout out to him, friend of the show. But I don't know if he's
Yeah,
gonna make the team.
he is a friend of the show, Dave. Are we
I
really
know.
disrespecting the friend of the show like that, man?
I'm not disrespecting. You asked me a question about the 53. I'm trying to be accurate with my 53.
All right, so where we at? We got three.
That's three, so that
So
puts us at
that's
15.
15.
Yeah,
So we got an extra roster spot. We got an extra check mark to give out. Just keep that in mind so far.
yeah.
All right, so here we can. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let me go ahead and do it. So
Go
I
ahead and do
already
it,
know.
bro. I don't think Cam should
Yeah, I
make the
already know
team. I
what
think
y'all
you should
doing.
just give it to Ricky Lee.
All
I
right,
think Ricky
so
Lee
all
should be
right,
the third guy.
that's gonna be our
No, I'm
official
gonna be honest,
prediction.
and it's not nothing to do with bias about who's been playing the best. And based on who's playing the best, you got to go with the younger guy. Like if you're gonna try to get the 53, the best 53 from a performance standpoint, Ricky Lee has been playing better than Cam Irvin and Lamarl Coleman. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel about it. Irvin's got it here. I think
All
he's
right,
gonna end up making a team, but look, this is my 53, damn it. So Irvin's out of
all
here.
right. So real quick before we move on, do you think Reese has some value? Their special teams value, the cold fullback thing. Do you think he
If
could?
they keep, if we'll go back and we'll keep Reese in mind if there's an extra spot.
All
If
right,
they
fair,
keep four, it's probably going to be Reese over Sullivan, though. I will say that because of that what you just said.
fair enough. Fair enough. So keep in mind one roster spot available. We'll come back to that. All right, moving on. Bradley Bozeman,
Interior,
interior offensive line. Bozeman, Christensen, Corbett, Mays. We can take. All right, I know where you're going.
Jordan's going to Jensen. Nope, yes sir. Like I'm not here for the
Or
madness.
or it could go here too, but I think it'll go here before it goes to Deontay Brown.
Or you can add an additional interior lineman if you want.
Or we could do that. Let's hold that thought. Let's hold that
Yeah.
thought.
So
Let's hold that thought. All right, so
all
we'll
right.
go with. They're saying McCray, Dave.
No way. No way. No way, bruh. No way. No way. Not the way he's been playing. No way.
I had to throw this up here too, man. Shout out to Ricky Lee, man. Aggie Pride. You know we going. Hey, the bias might kick
No.
in. It kicks in a lot, bro. And
It kicks
speaking of
in.
Aggie,
But
speaking
yeah, go
real
ahead.
quick, Dave. Let me get this off. Speaking of Aggie Pride, matter of fact, hold that thought. I'm gonna come back to that. But shout out to RLB George Foltz and his wife, HBCU Legacy Fashion. They have their clothing line is in Bilk, and I must give them props for that. I'll come back to it. Remind me for that, Dave. Remind me of that. So if you're
Oh yeah.
Aggie or any HBCU
If you
alum,
went to an
yeah,
HBCU, they got FAMU, they got Spelman, they even got them Dirty Birds and Durham. They even got them
yeah,
cats. And I tried to tell them to stop, but I understood why it's a business decision.
but yeah,
But
we'll come back
they
to
got
that.
some gear. We'll come back
We'll
to
come
that.
back to that. All right, but Nat, all right. So we good here on offensive interior offensive guys.
Yeah, this is it. Those are six for me. We are 24, by the way.
And this is true. This is a great point. Corbett could go, but he has to make the 53 first before they
He has
put
to
him
make the
on
53
IR.
first.
Yeah, before they put him on IR, he has to count towards the roster. All right. Here we go. Defensive tackles. This is what
Yep,
I got.
DB, Shy. Yeah, I think I agree with these four. Poor Taylor. Poor Stallworth, though.
Any
I agree with
thoughts
these
on
four.
this?
Nah, I agree with these four. I agree with these four. I'm trying to ask myself, would they only keep three there? I gotta think about that.
Nah, we're gonna keep. I think we'll
You
keep
got to
four.
keep four. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
to keep four.
All right. And this is I don't know why they got to split up like this. This is how they're listed on the roster, so don't blame me. But I do think Henry Anderson, if he's healthy, I don't know what his status is gonna make the roster. So
He's
add
the
him. You can
only
add him
defensive end out of the three, out of the four.
technically on the. I think Raekwon Williams is a defensive end too, but technically how it's listed
Yeah,
on the official
gotcha.
roster, that's how it is. So
So five. So
I
we're
think
gonna keep
Henry
five
Anderson.
defensive linemen.
Correct. Yeah.
Mm. Well, we're playing the 3-4, so that could make sense. Okay.
This is funny because I think with this I copied and paste, and with the stock up stock down I be freestyling. So however in my head, that's that's how I be spelling stuff wrong. So that's how it works. All right, moving on. Inside linebackers: Shaq Thompson, Frankie Louvu, Deion Jones. I
I
bro,
don't know
I
if Brandon
think
Smith making that team, bruh.
I could free up another spot if you want me to be completely. I don't think he's gonna make it. I'm gonna be honest
I
with
don't
y'all.
think Brandon Smith making the team, bruh.
I'm gonna be honest. I
I,
don't think he's gonna make it either, bro. So that's two spots we got, Dave. We
all
created
right,
two
so that's
spots.
four. Yeah, I gotta step out and use the restroom real quick, but yeah, yeah. I do not think Brandon Smith making that roster, bruh.
So I got this is what I got. I don't think anybody else. Ace Elite, don't see it happening. Don't see it happening. But yeah, Brandon Smith is up out of here. I don't see it, bro. I think he played really good on special teams, but I don't think that's enough for him because I think we have other good special teamers. So yeah, I think he might be up out of here, bro. I think he might be up out of here. So this is where I think you can get that one back. So I think you can get this and keep Barno. So shifting that because Barno I didn't update this since the preseason, but I think Barno. Whoops, I think Barno will get the nod there. So we got six
Six.
outside
We're gonna keep
linebackers
six
or edge rushers.
outside linebackers, which not mad at that.
Yep. I don't know what Barno's injury is. I don't know what the details are. So where we stand now? We still got one more spot, extra spot remaining.
39 players.
All right. Any thought? Any disagreement with this?
Nah, that's the six. I mean, I know at one point we were on YGM watch, but he's gonna make the team.
Yeah, I think he's
I
gonna make
like,
it.
yeah, the Yoda's interesting, but yeah, these are it.
So this is a decent point here. I'll keep an extra wide receiver or IOL over Gross Matos. I could make that argument too. And I wouldn't be opposed to doing that. To be honest, I think YGM is a, to me, for me, I think YGM is a wasted roster spot. Like I think you could put that on somebody you're going to develop because I don't think he's going to be a part of the long term plan. If he's
So
not part of the
let's
long term plan,
why you keep him.
then why do
But
that?
then again,
Yeah.
you can say the same thing about Michael Jordan or Cam Irving.
No, those are veteran guys that you keep to develop to help develop the. They're like 1 year guys you bring back every year. They're older gentlemen. You keep them around for veteran experience. YGM, I don't think provides that. This is no disrespect. That's just what I don't think he gives you that what you're looking for in that
Where
veteran
and here's a
experience.
question: where's Bumper Pool?
Bumper Pool is not going to make the roster, and he should be here. He should be here. My bad.
No, I was just wondering. And so was the chat.
Yeah, my bad. But it won't matter because he ain't getting a green check. Could be wrong, but I doubt it. All right, my bad. No disrespect to Bumper Pool. Here we go. No disrespect, man. Just call it,
With
keep
a
it.
name like that, bro, that was so.
No disrespect, man. No disrespect. So cornerbacks: JC, Dante, CJ. I had to see. This is where we could. I mean, you can make some adjustments here. You talk about Keith Taylor,
Can
Eric
Bumper Pool
Rowe.
play cornerback?
No, he cannot.
I'm just joking, man. Oh my God. You got to keep six.
So they're
You
seeing
take
they're saying STO gonna make it because he's Shin's backup. I think that's what I think Jamie Robinson can also do that. They're saying, okay, do we do have an extra spot? Do we give our extra spot here?
depends if
Because
you rather do it there or wide
they're
receiver.
saying they're saying that STO is gonna make it because of special teams. So is that where extra spot is gonna go, or do we get rid of Eric Rowe?
I think you probably get rid of Eric Rowe.
Is this what we rolling with?
Yo, that's what I would do. Because Oliver's gonna get there off of special teams. That means he's got a better. He's gonna get a
I don't.
jersey every week.
Yeah, I don't see us keeping more than six. I think six is gonna be the number for cornerbacks. Yeah, Rowe had a rough game, bro. The
Yeah,
preseason.
yeah.
He had a rough game. Nah,
Rajon Wright didn't do enough. He ain't gonna make it.
he hasn't done enough, bro. He needs to develop another year or two. I think we bring him back on the practice squad, but he hasn't done enough. He hasn't done enough. Neither him nor Milton, the two guys that we thought that were gonna, show some promise and maybe crack the roster, they have not. Honestly, no disrespect, they just haven't done it. I can tell you. Let me see. Let me just look at the coverage grades for the preseason. Mark Milton had a 46.5 coverage grade, and Rajon Wright had a 60, which isn't terrible, but he only had one target, gave up one catch for 12 yards. It's just they haven't shown enough. Personally, this is funny. Rowe was on death row. That's pretty funny. Shout out to Carlo, man. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. He is.
All right,
He
all
is.
right.
He's gonna have to show up and show out to make the team.
And so here are the final the safeties. So I think most of the safeties get picked up. I don't know.
Poor
Yeah,
Josh
I think
Thomas.
this is pretty much a lock here, in my opinion. These five. So we still have an extra roster spot. We're gonna come back to it in a second.
No, we
So
don't.
these,
No, we don't.
yeah, we
No,
do.
we don't.
Yeah,
No, we
we
don't.
took off Rowe. I thought.
That means you had 54 players, bruh.
Oh shit! Then I might have my bad.
You took out Rowe to do Oliver, so you still got six corners.
My
So
bad.
you
Yeah,
have 54 players. With these three, now you have 53.
my bad. Thank you. That's why I asked you to track it.
So no,
So
you
yeah.
had to get rid of a tight end. That's
So
it. That's the
basically,
53.
yeah. I don't see it, bro. I see this is pretty much being close to it, bro. And obviously, I don't know if Panero's gonna be back, but Panero should be back to take out
Either way,
Matthew
it'll
Wright.
be a kicker. You gotta have a spot for the kicker.
They're saying cut Henry Anderson. I could
We only got
I
one.
could see
We
that.
technically only got one in.
Nah,
So
I don't
can
think
you?
they're gonna.
But you
No,
can't
that's
cut
not.
him.
No,
I know.
it's not that. It's not that. I think there's guys that are flexible. You can play multiple guys there, but yeah, no, I think that, and then yeah, this is a great point. This goes back to my original comment. That I thought about earlier was that Dan Morgan was talking about the waiver pickups today in his press conference, and he was saying they have to go over 1,400 draft profiles for waiver candidates, and we have a top 10 waiver or top 10 in the waiver order. So we're gonna get pretty much any guy we want, which means that there's gonna be some guys missing up off of this list, which
Mm-hmm.
tells you also should tell you that some of those guys, again, like the Rajon Wrights and some of those players, bro, they didn't quite pan out the way we thought they were. And so if we already
Mm-hmm.
got our eyes, and obviously they're doing the due diligence, I don't blame them one bit, but they already got their eyes on these guys that are getting cut, these cut targets. And remember, keep in mind also that the roster cut down um is
Tuesday.
it's Tuesday, and it's all cut down at once. So we're not going to
90
get
to
the
53.
triple. It's 90 to 53. Um so yeah, man. So that's going to be it's going to be very interesting to watch, and there're going to be some guys that make the roster that won't be on the roster. right? So the initial 53 won't be the final 53. There are going to be some guys that are cut in order to make waiver for that waiver pickup that we just made. Somebody's going to have to get released, and it should be pretty easy to identify who's who. But there's going to be a surprise keep that you can be like, oh, how did he make the roster? Well, he's probably going to get cut.
Oh, we know who those keeps are going to be. It's going to be Michael Jordan and Cam Irvin.
That's a possibility. That's a
This fan
possibility.
base will be furious, man. They can't have both of those guys
Yeah,
on that
I don't.
roster.
I can't. Yeah,
I think
it's
Nash
time,
Jensen's
bro.
probably going to take Jordan's spot, but I know Ricky Lee's got an uphill battle. Because if they're so determined about the vet presence, that means Cam Irvin's going to make it up by default.
Yeah, we're gonna go live that day for sure
That's a
because it's
show.
Tuesday. It's a show. It'll be our regular show time, so it's perfect. It'll line up on that day. We'll recap. We'll see what we got wrong and what we got right. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a fun show next week. Next week it'll be a fun show. All right. So Dave, that was it, man. That was our final 53 roster prediction. That was fun. I've been having these
Was fun.
slides loaded. I've been having these slides loaded for the past ever since the live show. I've had this ready to go, but we can never get to it because it's always been other stuff to talk about. So I'm
Yeah.
glad we got to finally predict the roster, and we'll get to test our skills versus the real thing next weekend. We can see what we got right, what we got wrong. I'm assuming that we're gonna be about 98% correct. I think we'll get one wrong, just one,
Yeah.
just one.
I mean, we did some boldness too, right? Making the decision
Hey
to
man,
go with two
sometimes you gotta
undrafted.
be bold, Dave. You gotta be
No, there's
bold.
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. The STO swap is going to be interesting. The
Yep.
um
Ricky
the
Lee
the Ricky
and Nash
Lee and Nash
Jensen.
Jensen, those are going to
Yeah.
be the interesting ones.
Yep.
But like I said, I just feel I've always of the opinion of if you're gonna make me choose between a guy that has potential versus a guy that's just a vet that ain't that good, give me the guys that have potential. We got all the vets that can groom them.
Yeah.
Taylor Mo's been in the league long enough that he can groom them. Bradley Bowles has been in the league long enough so we can groom them. So I feel like I don't think we need Cam Irving or Michael Jordan. And who the hell Michael Jordan grooming?
Yeah. Nobody. So just I want to address this question. This is a great question, Nato Jenkins. This, if you have questions like this, please feel free to ask them. That's why this pod exists, is to kind of break down some of this stuff. So, what does the top 10 waiver mean? So, it's just like in fantasy football. When you go and waiver, it depends on your record, and I think it's really depends on the draft order too. Like that's how it really is set up. But when somebody gets cut, you have there's a priority order, and it's from worst team to best team in the league. So you rank from worst team is first, best team is last. We are in the top 10 in that order. So let's say hypothetically, I'm just saying this as so you'll get to understand the impact, right? So let's say hypothetically that Patrick Mahomes was cut, and we are number one in the waiver order. We would be first in order to claim Patrick Mahomes. If we're number two or number three, then we have to then people in front of us have to pass on that person for us to get them. And it just and anytime you pick somebody up, you go to the end of the waiver order. Does that
You
make
go to the end of the
sense?
line. You go to the end of the line. And oh
Yeah,
by
you
the
go to the end of the
way,
line.
a lot of times when you make the decision to go claim somebody off waivers, that means you got to claim the contract too. So there's some good players that don't
Correct.
that clears waivers because no team wants to take the contract on. So if
That's
a
a
Patrick
very
Mahomes
great,
gets
a
cut,
great point. Great point.
so like say if Patrick Mahomes get cut and they're like, man, I don't know if I want to take that contract. Most teams might decide to let him clear waivers, and maybe like another team decide, oh, I'll take him. I'll take the contract because you got to have the cap space too. So that's another factor you got to keep into account when it comes to waiver pickups. But at
Yeah,
the end of at the end of this, a lot of the times, a lot of these players, depending on what the contract situation is, you ain't got to worry about that too much. But we got like the second or third highest cap in the league, I think, maybe the first cap space.
It's not first. It's
Okay.
top five for sure. I don't know.
Yeah,
top
but it's
10,
up there. So my point is,
it's
so
up
I don't
there.
think we're going to be as worried about that if we find a guy that we want.
Yeah. So yeah, and again, Dave made a great point. So when you do make a waiver claim, just to clarify what he said, you have to pick up the contract. So if a major person gets cut, you have to assume the contract with it. That's why some players choose. That's why some players clear waivers because they don't. That mean which clearing waivers means that nobody picks them up. So if nobody picks them up, then you can sign them for any contract. You
But
free to
they get to
negotiate,
choose too.
but they
They get to
also get to
choose
choose. Correct. Great point. Great point.
because
So yeah.
it's not a claim at that point. It's more of now you're. It's like he's a free agent again. You can negotiate. And they can get the picks.
So here's another question: How does the passing up situation work if a team is in front of you? How long do you wait before you could submit a claim on a player? I think it's
You submit
pretty
a claim
quick.
immediately.
Yeah, it's immediate. I think there's I don't know the system, but it's
It's
pretty
a
quick.
deadline.
Like
It's like a day. Typically, it's like if somebody gets
yeah,
cut and go to waivers
yeah,
by 4 p.m. the following day,
correct,
that's your deadline to when you have to claim that player that you want,
correct,
and then it goes
absolutely
based on the order.
correct, correct. There's a system that we don't know like the exact system of how it works. Like, but I'm sure that the teams are notified who gets cut, and there's an order, and I don't know the inner workings of how that works, but yeah,
It's a
they
day typically.
that question. Yeah, no, not typically. It is
It's a
the
day,
day.
4
So the
p.m.
24. It's 24. Yeah, 4 p.m. the next day. That's when they clear. So if we cut somebody right now, 4 p.m. the next day, you have until that time to make the claim. By
A
4
prime
p.m. that
example of
day,
that. A prime example of that was Marlon McCall. It was McCall. McCall was waived, and then the following day, the Patriots picked him up on waivers, so they had to take the contract. They were the highest on waivers when it came to that claim.
yep, yep. All right. Any other final thoughts?
We appreciate that, but that's why
Oh, my
ESPN
fault.
is trying to get sold. So they're
Yeah.
about to sell. So
Yeah, that's one of the major reasons why I like I started this pod because some of the stuff I didn't understand, and so when I did the research, I learned it. Then I started making videos on it, and like I like to teach that stuff because that's you got some people that nerd out on like film and all that stuff. That's dope, but I like the salary cap aspect.
that is a fact. You have to add him to the roster. You can't stash him on the practice squad. So he has to go on the 53 man, which means somebody else has to get cut.
Correct. Great point. Great point. Good point, Jared.
All right.
All right. Nobody got cut today other than McCall. We were talking about McCall. That was it.
He
All
got
right.
cut yesterday, right? He got cut
Yesterday.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yesterday. My bad. All right. So with that said, man, I gotta get out of here. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell while we get up out of here. 25,000 subscribers is the goal. We're gonna holler at y'all. Next Tuesday, roster cut down. It's gonna be a lit show. We'll see what we got right, what we got wrong. We're gonna man up if we got something wrong. And no more CJ Henderson tickets. Y'all are done. I try to get y'all the tickets. Y'all decline. Oh, last thing. Real quick. Let me pull up
Oh yeah, one
for
more
my
thing.
HBCU folk. For my HBCU, if you went to an HBCU or you like HBCUs, man, make sure you go to HBCU Legacy Fashion. That is owned by my LB or our LB and his wife.
While you pull that up, quick thing on the fantasy. Reach me out on my DM me on the Twitter handle if you're interested. I have like five. I have 5 dynasty slots remaining. And I might have 1 redraft slot remaining. $50 buy-in for both. And I'm gonna post it on Twitter too. I'm shooting to try to have the draft the week of the league, the week of week 1. I'm trying to figure that out right now. Both of them are 4-point PPRs. We're gonna probably make the dynasty a super flex, which means you can draft 2 quarterbacks. But just remember that the dynasty is a commitment. It's gonna be more than 1 year. You're gonna pretty much draft your guys. You have to just trade with the players around you. Yeah, we're gonna be using sleeper. So shoot me a DM if you're interested. I'll add you in. Sean, I got slots left, man. Let me know. And this is Legacy Fashion.
Yeah,
really
HBCU
great stuff.
Yeah, and it's kids stuff too. So they have kids
Yep.
and adults matching stuff. It's pretty dope. You can go to your local Belk and check out the HBCU section. They're all over. I mean, I'm talking about Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Georgia. I said Georgia, North Carolina, and Charlotte, Greensboro,
Let me tell
High
you something.
Point, Lexington.
And
It's
they
all
got
there.
some dope.
Yep,
They
that's
got
one
some
of them
dope
joints
gear.
right there. Yep,
Yep, they
yep.
got some dope gear. Let me tell you something, man. They got some really phenomenal gear.
Louisiana
They're,
too. In Louisiana, Alabama. Yeah, man, check it out.
and
Crabtree.
they, I got A&T because you know where I went, but they also got FAMU, they got Howard, they got North Carolina Central, and they got Norfolk State, and they're expanding to more HBCUs, so they might have your HBCU. So check them out. Really good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So FAMU, Fayetteville State, Hampton University, North Carolina A&T, Morehouse, Howard University, North Carolina Central, Norfolk State, Spelman, and Tuskegee. Those are the spots they have available, and she's expanding. So, all right.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll hopefully she'll get Johnson C. Smith soon. I don't know where that stands, but I'm sure she'll get it. All right. So with that said, man, yeah, there's a fan, man. Yeah, go to FAMU. It's up there. It's up there, man. Check it
They
out.
got FAMU gear. They got
Support,
Rattler gear.
support, support that joint. All
Yes.
right, man. With that
Phenomenal.
said,
Phenomenal
with that
products.
said, we getting up out of here. Like, subscribe, notification bell, get in the comment, all that good stuff, man. We out of here. Peace out, y'all.
Peace, guys.
Oh man, shout out to the CJ train before I end it. One time for the CJ, not yeah, he got his ticket before they all sold out. No more tickets available. You on the
Love you too,
outside
sir,
looking
man.
in. It's too late. Don't
You
even
out here
try to get
ending
on
in
the CJ
violence.
train.
You out
Get
here ending
out.
violence.
Get out. Not welcome. Y'all are not welcome. Peace out to y'all. Go CJ.